G'day folks, how you going? Welcome aboard on this fantastic St. Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to all the lovely... Happy Valentine's Day, folks. First in the chat, well mate, let me put it to you this way. I figured that it would be better for me to make it easy for you than I would know that everybody would not get it. Because if it's easy for you, then it's got to be hard. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Sharon, good morning. How are you? Welcome aboard. It's good evening from us and it's good morning from you. Hope everything is all right with you and the family. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Oh, hi all, says Joe. Good morning, Joe. Joe, good morning, Sharon. All right. Unfortunately, I will not be taking part in the Where Are We Today, as I know where that is. Yes. And I'll come to that in a minute, folks, when we've got a few more in the chat. Biday Nick, how you going, mate? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. All right, folks. Seeing as Joe knows where we're at. Question. Where are we today? Another place to come down under and see. So where are we today? Sharon is doing great. That's good news. How's your sister doing? I hope she's doing well too. Good morning, Nick. And hey, Nick from Joe. So you've got it from all sides, mate. All sides. Okay, so today is St. Valentine's Day. Those of you that have got one, what do you got planned? Where are you going to take them? Or buy them? Or get bought? Today is an interesting day. It's been an interesting one for us, so there we go. The outdoor shopping mall in Melbourne. No, it's not, Nick. Good guess, but no, it's not. It's at least about 9 hours away from me by drive. It's not Melbourne, unfortunately. There is a little hint in there, but I'm not going to tell you where it is. I thought I'd make it easy for some people out there, because I know it's a tough call, though. Anyway, folks, don't know if you heard the news, but last weekend we had our cruiseathon, and boy did we have a good old start there. The good news was the cruiseathon this year or this week actually surpassed our last record. The last time we had a cruiseathon, we made roughly about $5,000 Aussie, which equated to just on about $3,500 US. Well, this time we got to $3,700 US. So that makes us feel absolutely excited. We know for a fact we can get one extra person, or one extra couple I should say, on board a cruise ship. So there we go. We're excited about that. Sharon is saying she's doing super great, but she starts radiation this coming next week. Well, let me say, radiation is not so bad, as long as it does the right thing and gets everything sorted. So there you go. So Sharon, in actual fact, Joe's answered your question for you, but I did just say a few minutes ago. So it's exciting stuff. G'day, Halfwood. How you going, mate? How's things in Australia's 8th state? I mean New Zealand's. Okay. All right, so you've got, so we're the third island, or the little island, the others. It's all confusing. Anyway, Halfwit, how's things going your side of the pond, your side of the ditch? Yes, Sharon, that was super great. And thanks to all sorts of people who came in, especially the one that's up next, Kicking a Country. G'day, Scotty, what's up? How you doing, buddy? How's the lovely Mrs. Her Majesty the Queen Amber doing? Morning to Hartwood from Sharon. So the good news was we had a bucket load of people on board. There's a couple of things that we're toying with, which I need to put to the board, which came out of the cruisathon. And Ilana and I have been having some discussions this evening. It is Valentine's Day, so Hartwood, I hope you've been having a great Valentine's Day. And for those of you that are waking up on the other side of the pond, I hope you guys have an awesome Valentine's Day and things work out really well for you. So at any rate, Ilana and I went out for dinner, and while we were out, we were talking about the charity. And there are some ideas that we're kicking around. We've also had a chat to a couple of the board members, but we want to get it out to all the board members before I make it public. Some things that would be of interest to some things that would be, yeah, that's a great idea. So we'll wait and see what happens. Joe is saying g'day to both Kicking a Country and Halfwitch, and Halfwitch's replying to Sharon, and also to Joe. Sharon is saying, I wish I could have not donated some money. You know what, Sharon? The fact that you came into the chats is good enough. Am I frozen? Am I? Joe is saying, Sean, the pub you have in the bottom left corner is an awesome pub. Mate, you know what? When we get there, we will be glad to go and try that pub. Okay, never mind, you're okay. Oh, thank you for that, Sharon. I must have been lost in thought for a minute. Scotty saying g'day to Joe. Nick is saying, is the picture Adelaide? No, it's not Adelaide. But you're headed in the wrong direction, Nick. You should be going further north. Halfwit. Been great playing on the farm away from civilization. Mate, that's awesome. You need downtime. And if you're on the farm, that's plenty of downtime, so that's good. That's the way to be. Joe saying to Nick, no, because Joe knows exactly where it is. Nick saying g'day to Scotty, and Joe saying, Nick, you are way off. Well, to give you an idea, Nick, if this is where we are in Melbourne, Adelaide is over here. Where we've got on our display is somewhere up here. So there you go. No, it's not Brizzy. You're way too high for Brizzy. And Joe's actually sending you down the right path. Scotty's saying g'day to Nick. So, don't know about you guys, what you do for dinner, what you do for special occasions, but Ilana and I went out to a pub tonight, and at this pub I had a rack of lamb, which was like about four pieces of lamb chops, and Ilana had a chicken salt, yeah, that one. Both meals were quite okay. We enjoyed those, but it's a good way to celebrate Valentine's Day. So while we were out, I had a glass of wine, and Ilana had her totally alcoholic drink called lemon, lime and bitters. Now, those of you across the pond may not know what lemon, lime and bitters are, but it's great. Joe's saying, I'll give you a hand with this one, mate. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate it. Joe's saying, wouldn't be surprised if that lamb came from my work. Actually, we've got an abattoirs right here in Melbourne, so chances are might have come from you, might not have. Sharon is saying 64 degrees in South Georgia today, 4 degrees warmer than yesterday. Wow. Okay, so what are we sitting on right now? We're sitting on 18 degrees with 52% humidity. That's 18C, 18, 32, 54. It's roughly about 54 degrees right now. Nick, I know it will be really real when I can select my off-train excursions for the Indian Pacific and the GAN. He's able to select them when he gets to 30 days out from departure of the trains. Mate, you know what? You won't know yourself. You will not know yourself. I mean, when you come on down, the time is going to be absolutely amazing. You're going to have so much fun. There's so much to see down here. This part of the world is, I mean, it's an anathema to most, but Joe will agree with me. It's God's own country, and you really need to see it. Sharon is saying 35 degrees here in South Georgia right now. Now, Sharon, if you were here, 35 degrees would be a frickin' scorcher, which is what it was yesterday. 35 degrees? Oh, all right, it's over the 90s. Right, we had a pretty close to a 100 degree day. But there we go. So if I don't do the conversions, you guys don't get it. So I better do some of the conversions. The conversion's actually quite easy for temperature. You take the temperature, multiply it by 2, and then add 30, and that'll give you the F. In order to get the C from the F, you take off 30 and divide it by 2, or halve it, and that'll give you the C. Roughly. You can be out by a degree or two, who cares? Alright, now I need to give you just a bit of a rundown on all the different cruises that's happening fairly shortly. There's been some interesting news these days in the cruise world about ships, like for example the Norwegian Joy has gone into dry dock. That's getting some updates. There was a Carnival ship that recently came out of dry dock, and that is doing its stuff around town. Nick is going, it's forecasted to be about 4C today, with a slight chance that that 4-letter word, the one that's got no in the middle, but we're not supposed to get much snow. Okay, so 4C is freaking cold. I would almost have my voice raise about five octaves for 4 degrees. Sharon is saying the storm missed New York, so that's good. All right, let me get this up and running. Let's talk about the cruise that's coming up, the one that Roxanne is on, and this will be the Carnival Breeze. An awesome cruise that one is, and its timing is quite brilliant too, because that ship actually leaves 2 days before the original inaugural cruise came back into Miami. So it's actually quite an auspicious occasion, that particular cruise. Nick is saying in their extended forecast they have multiple days that are forecasted to be around 10C, which for winter time is very warm. Mate, you could almost walk around in t-shirts for that. Stream Elements, welcome aboard Stream Elements. They're saying welcome to Hump Day with the Down Under Cruisers. Please support our channel so that we can support Helping Hands for Cruising. Folks, if you're going to support, hit the one with the thumbs headed in the upward direction. And if you feel so badly about us, please do the double whammy. Do a double downward. Halfword says we had snow up the road 3 weeks ago in the middle of... Snow up the road? Mate, what are you doing with snow? Frickin' hell. You guys are on the same part of the path as we are. Goodness me. Nick is saying the key for his packing is between his check suitcase and carry-on. Is to carry enough clothes to get him through the train rides, such as going from Adelaide to Darwin, then flying down to Sydney to catch the Indian Pacific and make it all the way from Sydney to Perth before doing laundry at his Airbnb in Perth, and then before heading back east. Nick, how long is your stopover in Perth before you do the head back? And then also, how long is the stopover in, I think you're going Darwin to Adelaide and then back up again, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're doing it that way, how long is the stopover in Adelaide before you do the return? Sharon is going, wow, half width, that is weird, isn't it? It's certainly weird, let me say this. The picture's not Sydney, is it? No, Nick, it's not Sydney. It's not one of the major capital cities. Sure was a surprise for Halfwood. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'd be be a bit concerned about that too. It's the middle of summer, seriously. And yes, Joe is right, Nick, you're in the correct state. Sharon, Halfwits, I bet it was a surprise. Nick, Joe and Sean, this picture must be Dubbo then. Well done, Nick. Congratulations, mate. You have got it on the... Let me do this. I've got to do this. This is Nick. Nick, you've done it, mate. Let's do this. You've done it. Let me do this again. You've done it. And whatever other noises I can find to bring it in. Young Mr. Nick. Oh, yes, well done. Well done. Let me get this one. Yes, Mr. Nick, well done. We've hit the town. It is Dubbo, the home of Joe. What was the giveaway? Was it the fact that I had the word Dubbo right underneath my microphone there? Sorry. G'day, Jonesy. Welcome aboard, mate. Nice to have you here. We're just taking people on a trip around Australia, and today is Dubbo Day, so we asked the question, where are we today? Nick got it. Yes, we're in Dubbo. And the photo from Joe is telling us that it is Macquarie Street, the main street of Dubbo. So that's awesome. Sharon is saying... good morning to Jonesy. Okay, let's have a look. Who's the Facebook user? Let me take a guess. G'day, Sean can only be one of two people. And one of the two people that I might be thinking about might be, it's either Bonnie or it is Mr. Burjo, Mr. Sir David Burgos. How are you, mate? How are you, mateess? Whichever one it is. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Now, I'm just trying to flick through here real quick to find out. No, I won't worry about it. I know I've got my mate Joe there. Who'll tell me who's in the Facebook page. Nick is saying that Adelaide and Perth are just overnighters. He picks up the Airbnbs to save money and to ensure he has easy access to laundry machines and to get reset. G'day, Sharon from Jonesy. Nick is saying during his overnight in Perth, he plans to, the morning he takes the Indian Pacific back towards Sydney, hire a cab to bring him out to look over the Indian Ocean before driving him back to the train. Mate, you will not be surprised. I mean, you will not be disappointed, should I say, so that you can go and have a look at the Indian Ocean. I can tell you, I've seen the Indian Ocean from the other side. I much prefer the Pacific. Joe, I can now talk about Dubbo. The main photo is Macquarie Street. The photo to Sean's right is, our left is the old bank, restaurant and bar. the photo behind Taronga Western Plains Zoo. Good on you, mate. Well done. You've picked them all. And it's Bonnie. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, Bonnie. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is going well. What's happening? Well, to give you a heads up, Bonnie, just to let you know, with our cruiseathon this last week, we raised over $3,700, which is awesome because that means we can get people off to, we can get another couple on a cruise ship. That's the exciting one. The photo on Sean's left and our right is the old Dubbo jail. Mate, I've actually seen that jail. It's an awesome view. Hey there, Radio Jonesy from Joe. G'day, Joe from Jonesy. Nick is saying it gave it away to me in the picture when Joe said it was the same state as Sydney, hence Dubbo. Well, you know what, Nick? It could have been a number of places. It could have been a place called Mudgee. It could have been a place called the Hunter Valley. It could have been a whole host of different places. But yes, I thought I'd make Joe feel real good. So I decided we would go with Dubbo today. So there you go. Bonnie is saying, I do not know Dubbo. Well, Bonnie, I might get Joe to give us a bit of a pointer on Dubbo. But to give you an idea, Dubbo is one of the oldest towns in New South Wales. It is one of the youngest cities, but it is one of the oldest towns in New South Wales. People went from Sydney town through up a little bit out of the area to a place called Dubbo. Nick is saying we have an early morning stop scheduled on the westbound Indian Pacific in western New South Wales in the town of Broken Hill. Yeah, Broken Hill was actually quite an amazing place. It got its name from having a broken hill. How did it get broke? They mined it. Nick is saying g'day to Jonesy. Bonnie's saying no, hello to me, mate. No, hello to me, mate. Okay. There's a bit of a giggle there, so I'm a bit confused. Who's in there? Okay, Jonesy is saying, I was working today on the east coast of Tasmania, which is also on the Indian Ocean. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. What were you doing there, Jonesy? Joe is saying Broken Hill is also known as the Silver City. Yeah, that's right, because they did a lot of mining there. Wagga Wagga is just this side of. It's just. Yeah, Wagga Wagga is just the other side of the New South Wales border. Another big place. Between Victoria and and New South Wales. Bonnie is saying, I know St Kilda. I follow Muppety Muffison, a Bichon in St Kilda. Yep. Now, interesting. St Kilda was a place that was for the high and mighty, and people went there for their holidays. It then became a slum, and people have started spending money there and bringing it back to its former glory. Not quite. St Kilda has been renowned for its drug community, but that's very quickly being phased out. So there we go. Nick is saying he finds it interesting that you guys spell jail that way. That's the same way they spell it in Ireland. That must trace its roots to the British. In America, we spell it jail. Well, to be quite honest with you, Nick, the correct way of spelling it is the English way, which is also the Irish way, so you guys have got it wrong. Jonesy is saying West Coast. That's where he was. Joe is saying to Jonesy, are you too far south? You are too far south. Wagga is at least 4 hours south of Dubbo. That is correct. Power poles work with TAS networks. Oh, sounds exciting, Jonesy. Sounds really exciting. By the way, I tried to come on to your chat this morning, but you were gone. Joe is saying Dubbo became a town in 1849 and was proclaimed a city in 1966. Dubbo is well known for its agricultural industries, with sheep and cattle being the main livestock we grow. Nick is saying he's purchased his undershirt wallet. It's also big enough to store his international driver's permit and his passport, and definitely need both of those when he gets to Australia, especially to drive. Well, no, the passport won't help you drive. Sorry, Nick, I'm joking. Also plenty big to hold his Canadian and Australian cash. Well, you won't need much in the way of that Canadian stuff. Bonnie's saying after watching Boy Swallow's Universe, she found out about the drug problems in Australia. Vietnamese drug lords, yeah, plenty of them. Jonesy's saying he had to leave early. Yeah, man, you got up at earlier than sparrows farts. Jeez, that's early in the morning. Joe's saying they also have grains, wheat, oats, canola, barley, lupins, etc., and also cotton at the nearby triangle and surrounds. Hey Joe, have you got any wineries there as well? Any vineyards, grape vineyards? Because I know you guys are not that far from the Hunter. So there we go. A bit of peached iced tea there. Certainly goes and gets the body moving and gets all the sugars into the body. There we go. Nick is saying the great thing though, between the Canadian train from Toronto to Vancouver and then the 4 trains in Australia, all of the food is prepaid, saves on the amount of cash he needs to bring. Absolutely. Nick is also saying the food is also prepaid at Australia is due. They give him a fancy lunch at their fanciest restaurant included in the price. But for the price he paid, it's the least they can do. Yeah, I know, it's a freaking expensive trip. Joe is saying we actually have a couple of vineyards. One of them is owned by a friend of his and his wife. Man, how much do you get for Zip? Or do they ask you to taste it? If you let me know what kind of wine you drink, I will get you some from my friend's winery. Look up Bobby's Lane Estate. I will, mate. I'm a bit of a red man. I'll go with anything red. Nick is saying because the tour at the zoo was approximately $2,200, which is about $1,500. That's just for one day. Jeez, that's huge. Sean, I've got to get to go. I've been up since 8 a.m. yesterday morning. No sleep at all last night. Sharon, you need sleep. I can't get the... You can't look after everybody now. You need some sleep. Go and get some sleep. And thank you for popping in. Nick is going zoo. Well, you spelled zoo correctly. Joe is saying sleep tight, and I agree. Jonesy, are you travelling by yourself, Nick? Yes, he is. He certainly is. Except for the Toronto, the Canadian side, he's spending some time with his parents. Thank you, Joe. Yes, Jonesy. Nick, it was only about a year ago he tried his first wine. Not a big wine drinker. He tried it at the fancy castle he stayed at in Ireland. It's called Ashford Castle. Show off. Bonnie's going, no wineries in Lake Worth Beach, Florida. Plenty of artisanal beer bars. Hey, Bonnie, we will be in Florida for November 2025. Hopefully we can catch up if that's okay with you. Would love it. Nick is going, that castle dates back to 1228. He also had a custom suit made for him when he was there. He got it dry cleaned when he got back to America last year, and they haven't taken me out, and you haven't taken him out of the plastic yet. Mate, you need to wear that suit. Show it off. 3 nights at the castle, including some activities he did, and getting his custom suit made, ran about $4,000. Definitely one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Mate, you need to wear that suit. By the way, did that suit have a kilt? Sharon, yeah, but I had to take care of my sister. I had to make sure that she took her meds, and then had to recall the cops again? What's going on? Sharon, what is going on? Joe, I will get you some wine, a selection of craft beer from one of my local breweries. Mate, that would be extremely awesome. And I'll tell you what, you send it down and I'll do an unboxing with everybody having a look in. Get to look at my reactions. And yes, I will try some of it on air. So that'll be awesome. Would love to meet you in 2025. That'd be great, Bonnie. Let's catch up then. Even if it is a cup of coffee or a dinner or whatever, let's do that. Excuse me. Halfwit is saying to Sharon, hope those things settle down. Oh, excuse me. Nick is going, no kilts. Kilts are not as big in Ireland as they are in Scotland. Irish tartan, they've got their own. Facebook, the chance of me making it to Australia is nil. I know that, Bonnie. Don't worry. We're coming there. We're going to be there for November 29, 2025 for the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise. So we need to make sure that we're down there. So there we go. Sharon, some guy came up trying to break in the house for the second time this week. Seriously? Did the cops make it on time? I hope they did, and I hope that guy gets locked up so that he doesn't do those sort of things to you. Nick is saying, I'm interested in trying Australian things when he gets there. The meat pies, the Tim Tams, and of course Vegemite. Mate, you're not missing much there. Hi, Boot. There can only be one person two people that would give that to me, but I think I know who that is. That's you, Mrs. Dawn. G'day, Dawn. How you doing? You're almost on an aeroplane here. Almost. Another week to go, I think. Sharon is saying she's getting tired of these trespassers. Yeah, it's times like these when I don't like to say this normally, but it's times like these when that shotgun works. Or even just make the noise of a shotgun. That should frighten them out. Nick is going, I get you, Bonnie. It's not cheap to get to Australia. The airfare alone was around $2,500, and he's flying out of Vancouver to Brisbane and then returning home to America, flying from Sydney to Texas. Jonesy, hey Sean, did you get anything from the missus for that? Yeah, mate, I got her out to dinner tonight. I saved her some cooking, and we had a lovely a lovely evening's meal. What did you get, Mrs. Jonesy? And by the way, how is she? Is she doing all right? Sharon is going, seriously, they caught him thanks to my two dogs, CJ and Charlie. Oh, good on you. Give those dogs a big lick for me, because that's exactly what I would do to them. Joe, to Nick, a word of advice with the Vegemite. It's very light smear as you're only trying it for the first time. Isn't that what I've been saying? Is that not what I've been saying? Just a thin smear. You don't need to empty the can on it. Seriously. Thanks for that, Joe. Good morning, mate. Yeah, g'day. How you going? Good morning, mate. Has got to be, I don't know, there's so many people in Facebook. I haven't got that particular one up. Let me go look quickly. There's nothing in that one. Okay, I've got about 7. No, I can't be bothered looking at the Facebook right now. Which one is live? I've got 3 channels running. Helping hands. Let's see. Oh, could be that one. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. No, it's not. It's not this one. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not this one. No, it's not this one. It's the other one. I'll have a look at another time. Nick, this question for you, Joe, Jonesy and Sean, chip in your opinion. Do Australians eat Vegemite regularly? Not all. Not all. People like, well, Ilana will eat Vegemite once every blue moon. I will eat never. Joe might eat it every morning for breakfast. Jonesy, I don't know. Sharon is agreeing with me. That's awesome. Joe, most of us eat it daily. It's packed with B vitamins and minerals. Most, but I wouldn't. Nick, the cost is high and the distance from South Florida is just too much for me. That I can understand. G'day, mate. G'day, Jimmy. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. You made it. Woohoo! Hang on. I've got to do this for Jonesy. Game winner. Well done. And let's crack that whip and get things happening. All right. Hey, Jimmy from Joe. Jimmy is saying goodbye back to Joe. Joe's saying, I'm guessing that may have been Jimmy Saulnier. Yes, you are quite right. Yeppers, Nelly on the plane. Can't wait to see you and Ilana. Well, what's it away? What is it, Donnie? It's a week, isn't it? This time next week, yeah? That's right, Joe. I tried joining your Facebook link, but they wanted to know my username and password. I don't remember either of them. Well, that's a good one. You can create a new one if you wanted. Good morning, Jimmy from Sharon. Vegemite and baked... Oh, seriously? Vegemite and baked beans? I'll chuck on that one. Joe, Jimmy, I'm only going on what was written there and here. Okay. We eat bacon and eggs regularly. Oh, that's nice to know. I eat eggs regularly. Okay, for those that have just popped in, happy Valentine's Day, folks. Happy Valentine's Day. How are you treating your Valentines on a day like today? Yes, Sharon, get to sleep. 25 hours awake is long enough. Get to sleep. You've heard some people say Vegemite tastes like roast beef. I'll tell you, it tastes like axle grease. Jimmy's saying good day to Sharon. Say good night to Sharon, Jimmy. She needs to go to sleep. Joe saying, Jimmy, you missed out on all the fun of Nick guessing the city in the background, which is Dubbo, New South Wales. That is correct. The city that we've got here is Dubbo. Now that I have that 45-minute layover at Melbourne between Darwin and Sydney, I'll be able to wave hi. You'll be able to wave hi earlier. Just kidding. Way too early to be at the airport. Yeah, well, mate, that's weird. That itinerary that you've got there is just nuts. You're coming all the way down to go halfway up. Joe saying he agrees with you on the baked beans and Vegemite. Yep. Nick is saying you tried to see if you could get on the Jetstar direct flight, but based on what you said, Sean, I'm avoiding Jetstar like the plague. Mate, once you get on the plane, it's one thing, but the ground crews suck. So, you know what, they soured it for me. Ilana doesn't mind Jetstar. I'm not going to fly it. You do whatever is comfortable for you, mate. Seriously. I watched Ilana's video tasting the Vegemite baked beans. Yuck. Yeah, you needed to see her face. That was just incredible. Joe is saying, is that strawberries and Bailey's and cream Baileys, Sean? No, it's just straight Baileys, mate. Just straight Baileys. I'm tough. I can handle it. I'm real tough. Because what I've got here as well is some peach iced tea. So there we go. Let's have a look. Nick said that he figured it'd be safer just flying with Qantas directly and now making that connection in Melbourne since they scrapped the Qantas direct flight from Darwin to Sydney. That's weird. Nick is also saying, I heard Qantas is notorious for cancelling flights for stupid reasons. Yep, that is true. Absolutely, Sean. Yep. Agreed. Go to sleep, Sharon. Go to sleep. Oh, I missed fun. Damn. Yep. Well, Jimmy, you know, you would get up at that such a late hour as 5:30. I mean, seriously. Next week, Friday, I'm on the plane and get to see you on Sunday. Okay, that's cool. You're going the long way around, but that's all right. Just make sure you let me know when you're getting on the Melbourne section, and I'll track it. Joe, did you know the active ingredient in Vegemite is leftover brewer's yeast? Yup, it is. It is. We make so much friggin' beer that we can fill jars of Vegemite. Good night, Sharon. From Bonnie. Jimmy's going, I miss everything. No, mate. It's... What time is it for you right now? I'll have a look. It is, if you're going, it's Eastern. Eastern is 4:42 a.m. Mate, you're up early enough to figure out what you're going to get Mrs. Jimmy for Valentine's Day. Maybe you'll do an extra advert on the shop. Joe is saying to Jimmy, you sure did. Mate, I hope you're feeling guilty. Joe is saying Nick guessed Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane and Sydney, and once he knew he was in the right state, he ended up getting it in the end. I did put a couple of other hints around, mate. 0442, so it's 2043 here right now, Jimmy. Best part about his trip when he sees you guys in Melbourne, it will be after he experiences a lot of Australia, so he'll have a good taste of your culture before you get to Melbourne. Mate, when you get here, just expect to have some dinner and we're going to have lots of fun. Can tell you now, lots of things to see. Nick, it's currently 3:42 a.m. in America. No, not all of America, because Eastern Standard Time is 4:42, so you must be giving me Central Time or Mountain Time. Jonesy, let me put this to you. It's axle grease. It does not taste good. For you, maybe. It's just like somebody emptied a whole salt bucket in there. Seriously. Jimmy is saying, what food do we have in the US that you look at the same way as we do to Vegemite? I don't know, mate. I haven't tried very much. I mean, I try everything, but I haven't seen anything that remotely... Well, maybe Marmite, but that's sort of like a British thing. So there you go. Nah, not guilty at all. Yeah, we know that. Joe, I've actually seen the grains after the first wash in the beer brewing process. A local baker used those grains to make a special German-style bread. Dawn is getting to see her pain management doctor. Oh, no, that's not Dawn, that's Bonnie. Get to see her pain management doctor for Now, wait a minute. No fun, huh? You get to see your pain management doctor. You're paying him for the privilege? I'm only kidding. Jonesy is saying he was in the kitchen. He was listening while he was in the shower, scrubbing this Tasmanian devil. Mate, you're such a devil, let me say. Jimmy is saying he's 1 hour in Nick's future. We're 17 hours in Nick's future. Nick is saying he's in Central Time, so I was right. Joe's saying he just realised that the main photo is the second block of Macquarie Street. The banner in the middle is on a local travel agent. Really? Oh, that's cool. Glad to have a local on board. Nick, they serve Vegemite in little plastic containers on the journey beyond trains. He could get Vegemite here, but he's saving to try that for the first time when he actually gets down under. Mate, you're going to have an absolute ball, let me say. My mate is an uck thing. Yep, you're right, it is an uck thing. Some people would put Y in front. I put F in front, but it is an uck thing. It is uck. Ugh. Bonnie's saying it's uck, not U.S., and you're right. Uck, not us. Oh, that's funny. Jonesy is saying he eats Vegemite with a spoon straight out of the jar. Good luck to you, mate. Wait a minute. I understand now. That's why you got so many hairs on your chest, because you eat Vegemite straight out of the jar. Joe, no, this is not Dawn from Cyprus. It's Dawn, a friend of mine who I've known since I was many thousands of years ago. We go back. Dawn's actually in South Africa at the moment, in a place called Nelspruit, or just near there. You can look up South Africa on the map. That's about as far as I'll go. I won't go back there. Let me think about it. No. Nick is saying, Jonesy, it's interesting to hear the different feelings towards Vegemite from different Australians. Everyone has their own different taste. Is there any one kind of Vegemite? Is there only one kind of Vegemite? Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes. Maybe if you spread a bouillon cube on toast, might taste like Vegemite. Dawn? Seriously? Yes, Nick, that's correct. Joe is saying that is Peter Milling and Company's shop. Thanks, mate. He'd put a CH in front and a C into that. Yeah, I know. I would do that too. Chuck. Yeah, it is. It is a bit. I'd agree with that, Joe. You're on the money, mate. Nick, it will be interesting as well experiencing one of the Costco's when he's driving from Brisbane to Biwa. They're different all over the world. Actually, Nick, if you want to get a look at a Costco, come on down when you get here. We'll take you to our local Costco. It's not that far away from us. So you'll get to see one in Melbourne if you wish. There's 4 in Melbourne, apparently. Nick says his Costco membership card works at any store in the world. That's the great part. It's not a landlocked card. As long as it's a Costco card, it'll work anywhere. Oh, that's cool. That means I can use my Costco card when I come to the US. Jimmy, how do you serve Vegemite? Is it served on a sandwich or cracker or biscuits? Jimmy, it's generally served on white toast, and then it is just smeared very, very, very thinly. Well, there we go. Nick's telling you, you serve it on toast. It's best with warm piece of toast and light butter with Vegemite on top. What a waste of good butter, and I don't eat butter. Jimmy, I agree with you. I like peanut butter, but there's a bucket load of people out there who are anaphylactic, so depends on what I'm doing and where I am as to how much peanut butter I have. If I'm going to do a training course, then no. Coffee. Yeah, you need the coffee, mate. I have mine intravenously fed. No Costco in Tassie. You're gonna have to get some, mate. Get a Costco. Well, I don't know. With all the bulk stuff that they have, you'd only do one shop a year. Muffins. You have Vegemite on muffins. Nick is saying he's just itching to get back behind the wheel and drive on the left-hand side of the road. Yeah. The correct side of the road. It's a fun challenge and really wanted to do it again. Mate, just make sure your brain switched the other way. Don't accidentally go on the wrong side of the road. Not that it's that easy. With all the stuff they've got in the on the roads there, it's not that easy to get on the wrong side. Nick, but the Australians must be grateful. I'm only driving for a couple of days. Need the freedom of driving to get to Australia Zoo and then back to Brizzy Airport. Mate, we don't have to be grateful. You need to be grateful that we let you drive on the correct side of the road. Only a few special ones can do that. Vegemite sounds horrible. Well, Jonesy might disagree with you, but to me, yeah. Nick, last year, Sean, it took me an hour to get out of the Dublin airport. When I started driving on the left, it was really early in the morning and dark, hard to get out of the roundabouts. One rule, Nick, is when you drive with the roundabouts, make sure that you give way to your right. Any traffic coming from the right, stop. Don't keep looking for left. You need to change your thinking. Joe is saying, also be aware that we drive cars with speedometers that read in kilometers, not miles. Yes, that's important. Otherwise you might get a lovely letter like I did. No, mine wasn't for speeding. Jonesy, Vegemite on steaks on the barbecue. Don't knock it, Sean, until you try it. Jonesy, I've tried it. It's axle grease. I'll tell you what, you and I will have breakfast together, and the good news is we won't steal each other's food. You can have your Vegemite and I'll have whatever I'll have. Jimmy is saying Nick is a mailman. He drives on the wrong side anyway. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah, but he drives on the wrong side. Whereas now he's going to drive on the wrong side on the right side. Sorry, on the correct side. Joe, the car I had last year in Ireland also did kilometres. That sucked driving it into Northern Ireland, where they use miles per hour. Made it really difficult to drive. Hey Nick, you know the best way to do that is just keep up with the traffic. If the guy in front of you is caught speeding, well then so be it. Jimmy's correct. I'm trained and driving on the right hand side vehicle, so he's better prepared for it than most. Joe is saying to Jimmy, it depends on the person. Same rule here, give way to the right. Hang on. If you've got a car coming in, but it's on. No. If you've got but you're on the wrong side of the road. Oh my goodness me, I'm confused. Anyway, wait until I get there. Then I'll tell you what, Jimmy, I'll drive your car. Is that okay? My cousin let me drive his. Why won't you let me drive yours? Nick, I always look both ways when I enter roundabout just to be on the safe side. Good, you won't get confused. Joe is saying, Mum got a speeding fine, $288 and 3 demerit points. Got off that fine due to her clean driving record. Hey, 99 Ks in an 80 K zone. Seriously? Oh my goodness. Hey Joe, you're like mine. 4 demerit points, $577 for holding the phone. Jonesy is saying corn on the cob, you place butter on the corn and then the smear of Vegemite. It's the best. Jonesy, you're welcome to it, mate. Jimmy is saying bacon and eggs pancake with butter and maple syrup and a nice hot cup of coffee. That's the perfect breakfast here in the US. Mate, you know what I would be doing? Bacon and eggs, pancakes with butter, hold the syrup, because I can't handle the sugar, and the coffee I can handle. So there you go. That would be top for me. Nick 1000% agrees with Jimmy. Can't get more American than that for breakfast. Yes, you can, says Jimmy. Jonesy saying, Joe, I got done doing 115 in a 100 zone. It cost him $35. I hate you, Jonesy. Seriously. Jimmy, I drive a Ford Expedition Command car with all the bells and whistles. Come with me, we can drive fast with all the lights on. Can I? Can I drive with all the lights on? Is there Uber or Lyft in Australia? Yep, there is. We have them both. Joe to Jonesy, Mum was almost 20 kilometres over. If she went 20 kilometres over, she would have lost her license for 3 months. Seriously. All right, I've got to put in another video here. I'm going to do this one because this one is one that we are extremely all very well looking forward to. I think you guys are going to love it too. And if you do, come on board, check it out. The good news is with all the costs of it, there is a tax deduction involved in this one for those in the US because of the 501c3. Here we go, folks. Have a look at this one, and then we can discuss it afterwards.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell?
the music stopped. Man, that's one awesome cruise that we're so looking forward to. All those places it's going to, and wow, what fun. Bonnie is saying bagels, lox, and cream cheese, best breakfast. Bonnie, now you're talking. Joe, and the plates would have been confiscated for that period. Don't know that the plates would be confiscated. The plates would be confiscated if the vehicle wasn't licensed. But you could drive the car. Well, somebody else could drive the car, just not Mum. Jimmy is saying fresh maple syrup made right here in New Hampshire. It's so good. Jonesy, come to Tassie, Sean. Mate, we're definitely looking at that. Yes, you can. Oh, wow, that's going to be awesome. Me going there with lights and sirens. Sheesh, that's fun. Nick, I hope everybody has a good night. I'm going to be working on his suitcases today, making sure they have the right amount of stuff packed. Slowly but surely getting there. Good on you, mate. That way when I come down, I just grab my stuff and go. The plane leaves for New York LaGuardia Airport on May the 10th, where I can take Amtrak from here to Canada. Good on you, mate. Jimmy is saying he'll be live with Kenny at 6, so come and hang with us. We'll see how we go. I'll see how I go, mate. If I can, I will. RTV training is just up the road from me. They are always looking for training staff. Jonesy, I don't go and work for anybody. I do my own stuff. So if anything, I'd be bringing my RTO down there. This will be the cruise of the century. It will be, Jimmy, and I'm told that somebody by the name of Ricky Rock is going on there. I believe he's going to be making an appearance, so it's going to be awesome. I don't know about you, mate, but I'm certainly looking forward to hearing what this Ricky Rocker can do. Jonesy is singing Tasmania is Calling You. Yeah, alright. Someday Jonesy, says Jimmy. Good on you, Jimmy. New South Wales has different laws, Sean. But you got to remember I'm in Victoria, so my laws in New South... Well, they're not that different when it comes to an RTO, to be honest. Joe is saying in New South Wales the police can confiscate the plates. Oh, I see what you're saying. If they deem the speed to be excessive, I get what you're saying there, Joe. Here they don't confiscate the plates. They just take your license off you, and if you get caught driving without it, they'll lock you up. Joe is saying to Jimmy he's just stalking his Facebook. And Nick is saying plates will never be confiscated by the police if someone is speeding. Not something that happens in Minnesota. At least here in the USA, can't speak for other states. So here what they'll do is if the car registration goes out of date and you're well on the way past it, they'll actually take the plates off. Jonesy, I did not realize how expensive it was living in New South Wales until I left. Yeah, I get what you're saying, mate. I get what you're saying. Well, folks, we've actually gone way past the hour. Well, hang on. We've gone past the hour. I'm going to call it quits fairly shortly. Just see Jonesy. Jimmy is going, there are no rules that apply to Sean. He's a rebel. You know what? There's a song by that name. Sean, it's well past your hour. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to call it quits. Joe, I'll follow you and Jimmy on the old Facebook. Good on you, mate. All right, folks, here it is. I'm gonna call it quits. Thank you for popping in. We've had an awesome session today. Lots of good things to chat about. Lots of good friendly stuff. Good on you, Joe, for picking this fantastic town of yours, Dubbo. And it is a fantastic town, folks. There's lots to see and do. But at any rate, I'm going to say thank you for coming on board. Nice to have had you guys here. Hope you have an awesome Valentine's Day for those of you that are across the pond. And those of you that are finishing off, I hope your day was great. And lastly, folks, your week is awesome. So please take care. Let's catch up on Friday night Eastern for those across the pond. Take care. Have a great day. Stay safe and enjoy the day.